Yo, what is up, you guys? I'm live a bit earlier. I'm really sick right now, so it's gonna be a hard stream, but I'm live a bit earlier than I usually am. So we're gonna be streaming for a long time. Oh, and last Rhino got banned. No, I knew this guy was cheating. I had a feeling. It was pretty obvious. Hikaru's streaming on Kick. Oh, he's streaming Title Tuesday. All right, we'll play the next Tuesday. I missed this Title Tuesday. I woke up too late, but we'll play the next one. All right, let's get started with some 3-minute blitz. Hope it clicks. Okay. Bayonet attack. This is a really sharp opening. Oh, he takes immediately. I don't have to take back. It's possible, but I can also go knight h5. Hey, what do we do here? Yeah, I'll finally take this pawn back. Has to like go bishop d2 and then play a5. Yeah. Okay, now we activate our bishop. There's some tricks in the air. Ah, rook a3. Nice. How do I attack? Really want to do an attack here. Just a little bit worried. All right, we're gonna go for it anyways. So Kolov line. Yeah, that's what I expected. Oh, by the way, I'm so excited for the game today. France versus Spain. I want Spain to win. Really want Spain to win. How do I make this attack work? It's not that easy. Oh, and I'm down a lot of time. Wait, this is really bad. All right. Gonna go. Maybe put my bishop on e7. Yo, I did not know it's this hard to make your attack work in the King's Indian defense. Nobody ever told me that. I guess I need my light squared bishop. That might be the reason. It's probably like a little bit scuffed without that. Oh, c5. That's annoying. Should have went king h8. Oh, no, it's a little bit too late. I'm going to sack a piece. Time to go G4. Yeah. Okay, we're probably lost here, but maybe there's a chance. G3. Sheesh. Oh, he has queen a4. No, he doesn't. I have rook takes G3 and then queen. Okay. We have no tactical vision, guys. Don't know. Do you want to go rook takes e5? Okay, he did it in like a really scuffed. Okay. Well, now the position is like extremely simplified. We're just worse though. Hmm. Yeah, he has the passed a1. This is not a good game, you guys. Not a good game at all. Lost to 2800. Damn. All right, where did we go wrong? That sucks. Yeah, maybe knight h4 is just not it. Knight e8's better and push f5. Like I had a lot of issues with my knight on h5 because you could always go like g4, do a fork. Sup, the goat is back. Yo, what's up, Vias? I'm gonna be streaming for a long time today. Like next game, can you play a3, d3, and g3 as white? Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, this is another anti-positional move. I just give him the e4 square. Like, what am I doing? What? Like, what is f takes e4? This move doesn't make sense. If I just take here, what does he do? Like, he has to go like bishop a3 or bishop d2 or something, right? Now I can go knight f4. No. What's the idea? c5 maybe? Stop his counterplay? All my ideas are inaccuracies. Takes on e4 is bad again, of course. So maybe rook a8. b6. All right, we finally found it, guys. b6. Yeah, this is just not it. Like, he just has way too much control. And then here, I was just a little bit too passive. Like, a pretty bad situation overall. He definitely did not play it well, but all right, we'll play another game. You want to play me? Did you accept did you add me as a friend? Let me see. Oh, I think you have to add me. Wait, you're 900 blitz? You're like 1600 USCF, right? All right, add me as a friend. I'm gonna play one. I'm gonna play one game. What was the opening you asked? A6, D6, G6. All right, what a combination of this. Okay, and we can't go knight d7 because he has takes. Okay, now I can take. This is a typical trick. Knight takes. Yeah, I'm gonna go d5. He'll probably drop the bishop back. C5 is coming next. Knight f6. You added me? All right, I'll accept it. I have a lot of friend requests. Okay, my opponent's playing on one bar, so any time scramble we should win. That's a problem. It's a lot of pressure here. It's not easy to deal with. I feel like I'm losing the initiative. Oh, bishop b3. Okay. I need to get active. Bishop b3 is coming. I get out of the pin. Yeah, rook d1. If he didn't have one bar, we would have lost already, guys. Low key. But he's got one bar. Iranian internet. I'm speaking from the 3 bars club. Rook d2. Okay. Put a little bit of extra pressure. Oh, wait. I just hung. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Wow. Wow. Um, So annoying. I'm just down material. Okay, maybe we can win it back though. No, we can't. My play is so scuffed. Alright, you know what time it is? Flag time. He has 1 bar. If we get flagged by 1 bar, I'm ending the stream. Wait, he's actually lag comping though. There's no way he's spending this little time. Okay, let's go, guys. Let's go. Not a well-deserved dub, but not a well-deserved dub, but we'll take it. How is he doing 0.1 pre-moves? He has 0 seconds. Nah, that's crazy. Alright, let's go. Next game, play the Scotch Gambit. Been looking for people playing it. I've not found Ims or Gems playing it. So do you want to play me or do you want me to play the Scotch Gambit? Yeah, you can play me. Just send in a challenge. Oh, actually, you probably can't. I'll play 1 game. Wait, let me scroll up. World Champion 2034. Alright. Sense. I challenge you. Bro, 920 is insane. Alright, I'll let you play Scotch Gambit. I low-key do not remember how this theory goes. Let's just go knight c5 here. Go d5. All right, Vias drawing a little bit dead here. I'm not feeling well today. Doesn't matter though. Even if you're feeling sick, you just gotta come in. Just gotta put in the games. Okay, that should win. Knight d2, putting a good defensive effort. All right, GG. We'll take a quick look at that game. GG. Wait, why am I like lagging? Played horrible. All right, let's analyze it. Kinda sick too. Yeah, I feel that. I'm having a fever right now. Yeah, bishop b5 is not the right move. You have to take. And like bishop d5, I think. Right? Something like this. And then here you can see that despite the doubled pawns, black has two bishops, but white is really solid with his knights, so. Oh, bishop h4. Wait, why? What's my move here? I go like f6 or something, or is this just too much? No, that's too much. Okay, what's... Oh, I have queen d7. Okay, really nice tactical resources, I didn't see. Yeah, and I just kicked her knight back again. There's f c5 here. King h1 is just too slow. Once you kind of allow me to get in, like, moves, you just lose a lot of material. You don't know theory? It's alright. Hope you recover soon, man. Welcome to the sick gang. Alright, now we're playing Sean Yu. I don't know who that is, but... Right, how does this line go? It's like bishop d3, c5, I think, at some point. I want to go queen e2 and queen side castle. There's like a Wesley So versus a Kobian game, which I really want to remember right now. Yeah. Then I put the knight on e5. I can probably already go for g4, to be honest. No, we might have knight d5, though. Could get a little bit awkward. What's the way to start an attack here? All right, let's go for it. f4, g4. Even like... Doesn't quite work. All right, what to stop him? Yeah, that I kind of expected. Um, bishop f2. And now queen e4. Thread mate. Alright, our attack is low-key, like, kinda gone now, so I need to probably switch my plan a little bit. I do have, like, a positional control over the e5 square, though. Like, his pawns are kinda what do you even call them? Like, e6 and f5. Like, kinda fixed. You can't move. Um, okay. I'm gonna bring all my pieces into the game next. Rook d4, rook e1. How to study theory? Good question. I'll try to answer that after this game. Maybe I could have taken on a4. That might have been no, but I don't want to give him the open file. So he'll just move his knight. He'll just be really annoying. Um, hmm, I can take now. Knight e3. Wait, did I miss c? Hmm. Okay. Now rook takes d6 is a huge threat. Oh wait, I just totally miscalculated. Damn. Wait, I just like turned my position from very good into like pretty lost. What have I done? Can we just not calculate? It's rough. I had a completely good position earlier. Completely. Okay, this guy's like mega trolling, by the way. All right, got the draw, but not a good result. How to study theory? Basically, you can open up a engine. Literally, just put your moves in and try to understand them. That's how you study theory. Just use the opening book, put your moves in, go through everything. What do I do here? How do you memorize? How old are you? Ooh, what's the move here? 14? So your memory should be, like, pretty good, right? I feel like that shouldn't really be much of a question. You just gotta do it. You just gotta commit yourself to it. Space repetition. Whatever you can do to get it down, you just gotta do it. It's really important. By the way, I'm playing a really poor quality game here. Like, yeah, I'm just trying to be, like, a little bit solid. Fuck. Bishop C7. Okay, this guy's terrible too. Um, yeah, this is the 2900 ELA. Yeah, but where to do space repetition? You can make your own courses for Chessable. Like, do you use Chessable? It's possible. Do you have Chessbase? If you have Chessbase, just go through it every day. Thank you, no problem. There'll be a title Tuesday later. I'm gonna stream that as well. Can I take this? Oh, yes. Wait, no. He doesn't have Bishop F8. Yeah. Thought I was like tweaking it a bit. I don't remember this guy kind of like blunders every move. Why'd I allow him in like this? Okay, we got a fork. Okay, this guy cannot be real. Um, oh yeah, we're cooking. Let's go. Wait. Don't speak too early. Lock in. Um, just trying to get a mate. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself. Shit. Wait, what? Dude, this guy is oh my gosh, how am I drawing him? What was my rating at 14? What rating? No way I'm drawing this guy. It's hopeless. I'm just gonna quit chess. What was my rating at 14? FIDE rating, I was like USCF, like 23 something. I was like around FM. After this game, I'm gonna do an analysis of my other games. Holy smoke, started 2 years ago. I think you're good for starting 2 years ago. Do you have like a chess goal? You want to know what my goal is? Super Grandmaster. GM is one goal. That's my current goal right now. But I think I can make Super GM. We'll see. But right now I need to focus on making GM. That's the next step. You go for 960 world champion. If you have a goal, you just gotta chase it, bro. Like, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Probably gonna go back to college though, so it's gonna be hard, but whatever time I get, I'll use it. Okay. That gives him a pass one. Really needs to get. I gotta go. Thank you for the game. See you. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. All right. How am I gonna win this game? No. My pieces are just so misplaced. What have I done? Try to keep everything defended. Oh, sheesh. That's a cold shower. Okay, kind of expected though with how bad my position is. So brutal. Just gotta pray to the gods of chess. Someone comes to save me here. We are not checkmated yet. Um, oh my gosh, he primoed rook b1. Wow, what a bitch. Uh, that sucks. I'm just playing way too slowly. Why knight h4? Maybe now I can go bishop e3. But I don't know if I agree with this move. Maybe bishop e3 would have been a better try. Alright. Gonna take a couple minute break. I'll be back. back. Let's see. Title Tuesday should probably be over by now. Oh, it's still going?
Has to be played. That would have been the tournament that I would have played. So I was saying the same thing in 2023. I mean, I've been saying the same thing forever. It's like another example of something I've been saying for a long time, even if it's not, even if it's bad for me. That I've been saying is like I've for a long time felt that there should be some form of rating decay in the system. I was saying this back in 2021. I was saying it even in 2023. I'm still saying it today. Is that I think there should be some activity in the rating system that should be there. I do believe that. Even if that personally would hurt me in terms of ratings or trying to qualify or whatever else, I do think that that's the right thing to do. And so
Rating decay.
at the end of the day, I don't know where I was going with that exactly, but I would just say that for me, oh yeah, back to the main point. People are asking me, it doesn't change anything. I was gonna play the World Cup if I didn't have the rating opportunity. The rating opportunity is gone. I'll play the World Cup and that's it. I'm not gonna play the Grand Swiss. I'm definitely not going to try and play the FIDE circuit. I'll probably play the World Cup, and I'm playing the Total World Championship most likely next year. So it doesn't change anything at all for me. As I said, overall, I think it's good to have a system like this. I just wish they hadn't started messing around with time controls or messing around with the format, specifically the World Cup. But otherwise,
I mean, rating decay is pretty funny because Hikaru
it is. So
played like a bunch of state championships. So, all right, what's happening right now? Current events. Oh, the U.S. Junior Championship started. Let's look at these games. Mishra. Oh, he's playing the Benoni. Wow. What's the idea of not the Benoni, but like a King's Indian? Tani's playing the E3 line. This is really trendy these days. Like this E3 move is really, really trendy. I think it's a really solid system for white. And this pretty quickly transposed into Benoni. Like, yeah, these are usually like slightly better for white. But actually, it's really not that easy. Black has a lot of different ideas. Try to attack white's king. Okay. Nico Chasen versus Bachno. All these are just like all perfect moves so far. Kind of to be expected. These are pretty strong players, so it's like a Grunfeld, and B4 is being played quite a bit, like E3 B4 stuff. But he goes for B3, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, and I can see here Black sometimes has a plan of like pushing A4, A3. Bog is gonna have to find a way to deal with that. Oh, Alice is in the open section. Okay. There's usually not many girls in the open section, but Alice herself is a very strong player. Okay, so Queen's Indian. Alice is very solid. She's very hard to beat. Yeah, this is a good matchup here. Alice Lee versus Evan Park. Kirk and Brewington. These are probably like the two high-rated boards. Once again, just a lot of. Okay, so C4, knight C3 goes bishop B4. I mean, that's also like, this is like a pretty big possibility, bishop B4. I haven't seen this much. I think knight F6 and D5 and stuff are just more common. Knight E7, knight F3. Oh, this is a really unorthodox setup by Black. He wants to push like a really early D5, but it looks like Kirk has this in his files. So what does the engine say here? Okay, the idea here is probably there's like bishop takes H7. Yeah. If king H8. Liam versus Andy. Liam versus Andy, another good matchup. 100% accuracy. That's how you know they're playing on theory. Yeah, this is an Archangel. Roy Lopez. Then Liam decides to play like mainline Roy Lopez. A5. This is the top move these days. There's like a really like complicated line where if Black decides to take, then White can sack and exchange. And yeah. A lot of these complications just work out really well. Bishop drops back. There's maybe knight C6. And then here, bishop E3 is the move. And then this position gets like really complicated. The engine says plus 0.5. It's just not true. On a higher, this is like a little bit weak. You can see it's depth 14. On a higher depth, it would be 0. Because this is mainline theory, so. But the girls section, oh, Rochelle's playing again. It's been a while since she's played chess, I think. Okay, then Najdorf. Najdorf is a Rochelle classic. I remember I played her in a game like, how many years ago was this? 10 years ago? Or like 9 years ago? I lost that game. It was a pretty tough game for me. Okay, Iris is playing the F4 line. I mean, this line is also pretty, it can be pretty lethal, but I think this is the best way to play against it with Queen C7. Or at least the most common way. You can also always go G6. This is a move, of course. Queen C7 first. Yeah, I don't like allowing this F5 idea because now it's like really awkward. Whenever you push E5, she's gonna en passant, and sometimes there's even like it doesn't work here, but like these sacrifices exist. Yeah, like already after G4, Rochelle's in a lot of trouble. So it looks like she's being caught off guard in her preparation. I feel like Iris is a W jam. She should be able to find G4, G5. Amy Yang. This girl's very young, I think. Like, let me see. How old is Amy Yang? I feel like she's much younger than the other participants. She's only 12 years old, so she has a lot of time. This is her first US Junior Girls, probably. She's off to a pretty decent start. Like, this is a 1d4 position, and this is like a semi-Slav with bishop d6, and now white goes for b3. These are both very solid players, Chloe and Amy. They both like to play very solid chess. So it's kind of no surprise that this position happened on the board. I do wonder if Chloe is a high-rated player. She has an hour and 32 minutes, which means that she probably wants to try to win, I guess. I feel like she should want to try to win, but I'm not really sure how she's going to try to do that in this position. Like, white can maybe go queen d1, queen b1, followed by knight f3. Even though white's pieces are a little bit passive, black still has this isolated pawn. Yeah, Iris does find g4, so it's going to be really tough for Rochelle now. Irene Jiaofei. Never heard of this girl. Like, who's she? That's kind of the good thing about US juniors. Like, I'm a bit of a boomer right now, but so she's 13 years old. There's just new faces every single time. So this is like an exchange Grunfeld. I mean, this is like good theory. Like, black is playing good theory here, but I don't think that it's going to be easy to win these positions because, like, they get very, very symmetrical. And I don't feel like this is the way you want to try to win. Another game, Rachel Lee versus Rose Atwell. Rose, of course, is a very strong player, but she came off a pretty difficult match against Divya Deshmukh. Like, I don't think she won a single game in that speed chess championship match. That was pretty tough for Atwell, but she's very resilient, so she'll bounce back. Knight GE2. Yeah, this is like a English position. Rachel, pretty aggressive player. I'm surprised she's a WIM. She should be WGM, especially with her FIDE rating over 2300. Rose is actually an IM herself, so just waiting on the title. And yeah, now black will probably play knight f6 is a move. Knight g7 is also a move, followed by castling. There's some pretty good options. Last game to look at, Megan Paragua versus Zoe Tang. Zoe Tang can beat like anybody, I think. She beat Christopher Yu at the National Open. I think she might be a little bit inconsistent, but she definitely has very high highs. So it's always interesting to see her games. This is like a Tarrasch and a very early bishop g5. Normally g3 and knight c3 are moves, but she goes a very early bishop g5. Now a lot of trades happen. And it seems like Megan was pretty prepared with her theory. But yeah, to me, it just looks like white is really slightly better because, once again, this pawn is just really blocked. Can't really push up. White gets to generate like a lot of pressure. It's very not easy to play this. Let's look at the US seniors, the legends of the game. So in these games, I'm expecting some like very old theory because like these guys have been around forever. They don't probably keep up with the modern trends, I'd expect. Like you can kind of see it in Tani's game or Mishra's game. They're playing like new lines. Yeah, like this is very, very old. Knight of 6 is the new move, which is really popular. Then you get like these types of positions where very, very fun to play. And this is some very hyper modern stuff here. Queen c2, h5, castles, h4, h3. And black generally can get a lot of counterplay in these positions. But yeah, and then one of White's ideas is to go like this, push f4. Even go like knight c3 and bishop e3. This is Gregory Kaidanov. Very, very strong player back in the day. Still very strong, of course, but a little bit older now. And they're playing like this very classical theory. Okay. Bishop takes d6. It just feels like a little bit tame. It's very hard to play for an advantage here as white. You do have this pawn in h5, which can be really annoying in the future. And then sometimes you have the ability to push g4, g5. So next game. Alexander Golden versus Stuart Rachels. Yeah, this move, this is just like a very, very solid avoid theory type position. Wow, taking on d4 that early is really interesting. Seems like he did not want to keep the tension. Akopian, this is another very, very strong player. He's like one of the few like players of the older generation who has basically always maintained his strength. Like he's still a high 2500 player. Scheveningen. Knight e5. Okay, so black makes the first mistake here. Novikov plays knight e5, and then after rook g1, it's going to be really hard to stop like h4, g5. I think the knight's just not really doing much on a5. Yeah, like rook c8 would probably be better, with ideas of maybe knight b6 and knight c4, or knight b6, d5, d5, b4. How many more games do we have here? Fishbein versus Jesse Cry. Fishbein is also, I think, a very renowned mathematician. It goes for the exchange French. This I don't know about. I feel like they're playing very solid in the older systems. Besides the Acopian game, the other games are very solid. So black plays a very early c4. Makes sense. I think that Jesse just did not really want to allow like d takes c5. He doesn't want to play this isolated pawn structure, which is very playable. You have to know a few things, I think. Like knight g5 doesn't work here because of castles. And here, black's already better, but can still be a little bit uncomfortable to play. Yeah, so we get this endgame. would have been a better idea, apparently, according to the engine, to play like b5 followed by knight c6 and b4. Maybe even bring the other knight around. Yeah, after Fishbean just drops back, it's like, where's this black knight going? It's very hard to understand this purpose. Maybe bishop g4 might be a move. Trying to ask the white knight where it's going. Knight e1 is not possible because of bishop e2. So this is Alexander, Battle of the Alexander. Shabalov, one of the strongest players of, well, one of the most aggressive players of his time. Very strong. Onishchuk, also a very solid player. A strong grandmaster, kind of a staple in the U.S. championships. He's played these tournaments for a very long time. He's also the coach of the Texas Tech chess team. Very strong, very respectable grandmaster. This is an exchange Queen's Gambit, except Shabalov goes bishop f4 instead of bishop g5. He's a very early bishop g3. Shabalov is not really the type of guy to get an advantage in the opening. He just really wants a dynamic position. Very old and overrated. I mean, his rating is low. Shabalov is almost 2,700. What's up, Chris? We're just looking at some of the games right now of the U.S. Championship. Can you join the commentary? Yeah. You want to hop on Discord? I don't know how to invite you to the stream on YouTube. I think I can call you on Discord. Wait, I need to close like a lot of tabs, otherwise I'm gonna lag. All right, give me 1 sec. Let me try to open up Discord. I need to make sure that the audio comes through on the stream. You're gonna have to tell me if it does. I don't know if it will. Hello, hello? Can you hear me? Is the audio coming through on the stream? Do you know? Maybe I have to share my... I can like share my entire screen. That might make it work. Yeah, let's try that. All right. Try talking now. Yep, I think so. I might like change the title of it. Wait, what was that you were saying? Yeah, but you're gonna wait. How long is the ban for? You're gonna get unbanned though, right? So I feel like bro. If you were in this tournament, I feel like you'd have good winning chances. All right, so let's have your take on the U.S. Junior games because you've won this tournament twice. So what do you think of one question that I have for you? What do you think of the players? Like we have Nico Chasen, Bach No, Kirk Azarian, Brewington Hardaway, Liam Putnam, Andy Woodward, Tani, Mishra, Evan Park, and a new addition to Alice Lee. Um, who would you say is like your favorite going into the event? Andy Woodward's your favorite. Why would you put him as your favorite over someone like Mishra or like Kirk Gazarian? Right. Yeah. I feel like
Blitz, you can play like b3, bishop b2, h3, and win, but you can't do that in classical chess. That's the problem. Yeah. I'm watching the games. Yeah, I'm checking. Hold up. Wait, what? I don't see. I don't. Is it is it just me or is I don't see Alice Lee's name in this tournament? Yeah, I'm watching from chess.com. Really? Huh? Oh, she's playing in the regular tournament. Ah, oh, that makes sense. Uh, honestly, I don't know. Yeah. One question that's kind of controversial and hard to say. Is it harder to play in the US? If you're playing over the board tournaments, is it harder to play in the US than Europe? Because s- many US players have US ratings that are higher than their FIDE ratings. Like, for example, somebody who only is 2300 on FIDE but 2500 on US chess. The reason is just because they haven't played FIDE, they only play US rating. So does that make it harder to play in the US than Europe? Because whenever I go to Europe, I seem to have a good tournament. And my last really good tournament was in Sardinia, so not sure. However, I've had bad tournaments in Europe. Most of the tournaments in Europe I played, I've had good results. And I won like 10,000 euros from the Sardinia Chess Festival. But I think that kind of but I had a few I remember this tournament. The Dortmund chess days didn't go well for me, and I only played Europeans there. I lost like 10 points. So, Europeans are also tough. It isn't necessarily easier. Maybe slightly, but the Grandmasters in Europe are also very strong. It isn't that much easier per se. Isn't yeah. Uh, Not sure. Maybe Buck wants to play like knight c6. Uh basically knight c6, knight takes e5, knight e4 is Black's plan. So if white plays like a nonchalant move, like h3 for example, just to I think if black yeah, if black plays like uh then knight bd7, knight bd7 actually. I think black wants to play knight bd7. Yeah. Apparently white's best move is to go knight b1 because to reroute the knight to c3 and put more pressure on d5. And also threaten to win the bishop pair, maybe. Threaten the a4 bishop and the d5 pawn. I don't know. He's only I know 2381 is kind of low rated for me, but he might be underrated. I don't know. Yeah. Bishop d1 is a decent move. I think his plan is to go a4. If black takes on d1 and goes queen d6, white can play a4, maybe bishop a3. Uh, the point of bishop d1 is maybe he wants to go a4 once the bishops are exchanged. And he's also okay with a draw. He's playing Nico Chasen is about 98 points higher, so he's okay with a draw. I think. I don't know. So he's bishop d1 is playing it safe, I guess. But knight b1, knight c3 is a better. Yeah. Oh, are we going to the Tani game? Tani versus Mishra. Yeah. This is the problem with classical chess. You see the accuracy is 99.4, 98.5. Chess is all like memorized theory, like really hardworking, like study so much theory, they put in hours. It's kind of sad. Like, yeah. I kind of agree, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of a weird opening choice by Tani. But I'm sure he prepared it. I'm sure he prepared this E3 pretty deeply, but as you see, Mishra has I know he has very good preparation. Deep preparation. Knight d7, rook b4, knight b5 is the next. Knight d7 seems like a very natural move. Opening the bishop and also preparing knight b5, knight d4. Yeah, it looks like a pretty good Benoni for black. It's like every Benoni player's what a Benoni player wants, though. It's yeah, yeah. I think although the engine says equal, if I had to choose a side, I would probably rather play black here. Knight b5, knight d4 is the plan for black. Once I feel like it's a little harder to play for white, even though it's equal. We'll see though. A lot of game left. And not that much against the Wellington versus Gazarian. Not really that much going on. It's an interesting surprise by Brewington. Brewington is probably fine with a draw as black. He's probably he's probably fine with a draw. He wanted to kind of surprise Kirk. He wanted to get Kirk out of series. Um However, though, the problem with this line for black is it doesn't get much chance of winning. This kind of leads to like a symmetrical position where it isn't too hard to play for white with bishop d2, g3 maybe. It's kind of I agree, yeah. Because I know kind of his attitude towards chess. He takes it like very seriously. Like I kind of feel bad for him because he works even harder than me on chess. Like he's like objective. He only plays like main lines. Like he would never go like 1b3 or something. That's how seriously like he takes it. I know him, yeah. I don't know. Like I would go 1b3 against the lower rated because sometimes, but he wouldn't do that. Like that's his. He has a. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and his position is safe. If he's likely to draw or win without much chance of losing, which is kind of kind of sometimes what you want as white, especially if you're playing another grandmaster, another high rated player. Then it's, uh uh E5 was a big mistake. I don't understand. I know she wanted to sacrifice a pawn, thinking she had queen e5 and bishop e7 with some compensation, but the problem is there's no compensation. Uh, and she obviously, I think this f4 f5 might have came as a surprise, and maybe she didn't exactly expect this. Uh, no, no, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm just checking the games to see. Like, Oh, uh, oh, what are you playing exactly? What up? Oh no, you got the schedule wrong. The title Tuesday was 3 hours ago. It's you're mixing up title Tuesday with 3-0 Thursday. Uh, but yeah, are you also watching the Canadian championships or something? You deserve a lot more. You deserve a lot more subscribers and followers. You deserve more Instagram followers. I know you're yeah, they changed the layout a little bit. Yeah. Or he's a little bit intimidated by Andy Woodward, which not only is uh, not only is yeah, Woodward, he's a good classical player, but not only does he have he's also almost 2,300 wins on chess.com. Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. Apparently he didn't have his preparation to like move 25 or something. Obviously, I'm sure he has good preparation. He's also a strong grandmaster. But Liam Putnam, I mean, I thought Putnam I kind of feel Putnam was underrated because I I know that Liam is also like 3,150 on chess.com. Uh and he performed well at the National Open. He tied for first. He had like a 2,600 performance rating, like 2,700 USCF performance. So I think at 25-15, I think he's still a little bit under. We'll see. We'll see how he does in this tournament, but a little bit, that seems a little low for him. And he's only 17. Yeah, I thought he was gonna play D takes E5. Knight takes knight. And this is the theory. Yeah, bishop takes A7, rook takes A7, knight takes E5, D takes E5, C4. White kind of has a nice right. Yeah. That's he wanted bishop takes a7 followed by c4. Yeah, I think so. He's considering whether to go c4 or bishop takes a7. I think I would go c4. The point bishop takes e3, rook takes e3, because now black can either play c5 or c6, both moves. If black plays c5, it kind of leads, which I think Woodward would play. It kind of looks harder to play for white. It's gonna be a long game. After c5, knight f1, knight c3, but black can maneuver. Bishop c8, knight g6, knight h7, knight g5. Kind of, it's a little harder to play for white. Versus if white captures on a7 and goes c4. If black goes c5, maybe white can en passant and go knight f1 if he doesn't want the close position. It's slightly worse, but maybe white can try to draw this. Slightly. However, it's almost it's a very small. I think go bishop a7, yeah. I would go bishop. I think bishop a7 and then c4. They're almost equivalent though. It's hard. They're almost equivalent. But the point is, if they go c5 or c6, you can take and go queen c3, queen c3, c5. Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. Oh, yeah. Why did Nico chose queen c8, queen a6, which is not really a mistake. It's a decent plan, I guess. The position remains very equal. Oh, not necessarily. Isn't white threatening like knight d3, bishop a4, queen takes a4, destroys endgame, or knight d3, knight b4? Knight d3, knight b4 seems like the right plan for white. And this interestingly, a white can kind of be alpha zero inspired and play the move h4. If after rook d8, white plays g4 or h4 and gets a lot of space on the side. And after rook d8, for example, h4 is possible. I think after queen a, yeah, rook c1 makes the most sense. The second choice, g4. G4 is very interesting. But you told me how Bagnago is solid. He doesn't take that much risk. He isn't the type of player who would go G4. I'm the type of player who would go G4 because I would really want to crush Nico. But back is probably gonna be solid. Yeah, force I think maybe that's another reason why I'm slightly better at Blitz, how I'm 3,200 in Blitz. how I managed to beat Super Grandmasters or on my own against Hikaru is maybe my playstyle. I'm pretty sure that Andy is deciding between C5 and C6. If there's any difference between either move. Yeah, yeah. I feel like Andy might choose C5 just to give White the option. Just to give White a tough decision. Also, if Leon spends like 20 minutes deciding between Ampasan or Queen D3, he might also burn some of Leon's time from C5. Which, practically speaking, it might be the best decision, maybe. I think I would take on C6 because I, against such a strong player like Andy Woodward, I would, I would be, I would, I think it's a better practical decision. Even though Knight F1, Knight G3, Queen D2 might have the same evaluation, I think it's just looks like close position for White. The slightly worse close position looks harder to play than D takes C6, C takes B5, A6. Trying to simplify things. And also, if D takes C6, Bishop takes C6, I see Queen C3, C5 is very interesting. And some ideas of takes Knight C4. So I would Ampasan. Bishop A. Yeah. Yep. I definitely agree. I remember at the National Open, I was playing another Grandmaster as Black, and it was a complicated position where I was slightly worse, but my opponent had to find only moves while I had a big time advantage. I ended up winning the game, and I think it was mostly due to the fact that he had no time and I had 30 minutes. That's why you notice how most really, really high rateds, they have very, very deep opening preparation, 20, 30 moves deep, and they always move really quickly in the opening. They're like faster than even in classical chess, they're like faster. They have more time. Their opponent has 10 minutes and they have like 40 minutes, you know? It's partially because they just have the best opening preparation, most opening preparation. And also they calculate faster. That's another reason why. They calculate everything faster. Think although Abhimanyu Mishra, he's a very strong grandmaster, professional, but he 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 isn't fast. Like he's often down on time, but he's extremely precise. Like 99.0, he always plays this kind of accuracy usually. Another interesting plan is knight df3, threatening knight g5, and when black goes knight bd7, bishop takes a4, queen takes a4, rook takes a4, c takes c5. White gets this kind of playing for two results endgame where he wins the pawn on c6, where it's kind of hard to say exactly. And if black doesn't play knight bd7, like c5, knight g5, bishop e8, it gets complicated. But apparently white is I like knight df3 seems to be the most natural move here. Yeah. If Nago can calculate this well, I think you think Buck is a bit underrated. I know he's only 2381 classical. I know that FIDE is harsh, FIDE is deflated. Chess.com Blitz ratings are way higher. I think FIDE is pretty harsh. So 2381 FIDE is still strong, but chess.com Blitz and USCF are probably better, but you think he's still underrated because Yeah. Although I think queen c6, e4, knight takes c4 isn't too hard to find. Like queen c2, a5 for example, knight takes c4, e takes c4, uh takes on a5, queen takes a5, bishop d2. The positions should be balanced. However, this queen c2 is the most natural move. It's obvious you cannot take on a7 because rook a8, bishop takes b4 would be a cold shower. The only other move is maybe queen d1, but or is she considering knight takes c4, knight takes d6, sacrificing the queen? But this is not enough compensation and it isn't worth it. Engine does not like it, but knight takes c8, queen takes c8, e4. I don't know if the yeah, there's not enough compensation though. By the way, I'll be back. I'll be back in like 1 minute. I need to pick up some. Bye-bye. Hello? Yeah. Oh, on the pass move, black missed f4, g takes f4, and then knight h5. The point is, after d takes, with so many squares, yeah. Hmm. Because of f4, making open, going straight for the attack on the king side, followed by knight h5. Now black is preparing queen h4, or if f5, there's queen h4, and the queen on h4 is quite strong. Knight d5, g takes f5. If knight takes c7, apparently you can sacrifice the rook and play f3. Because after knight h5, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Hold up. I think it's I would much rather play white. Definitely. Because yeah, definitely. Yeah. Uh oh no. I was looking at the wrong game. I was oh no. This looks drawish to me. After C6. Are you still on the Are you still on the road to 3,000 or do you want 3,100? Yeah. Yeah. However, once A takes B5, rook takes A8, knight D4 comes, it's gonna be like really tough. How does black exactly defend? So A takes B5, A takes B5, rook takes A8. Bishop takes knight D4. Knight F E6, knight C7, king D7 takes bishop C5. King H1, king takes C5. Her brother Derek Wu has not been teaching her openings that well. but it also seems kind of tough to find all the best defensive moves, though. Oh no, I don't know. I can hear you just fine. I think the audio is fine. I don't know. Oh, really? It's kind of bizarre. Huh. It should be fine. Maybe he might just have a hearing issue. He might be like some old guy with some hearing loss. Or he's a kid. You